And we move on now to Music News Part 1. And I'm going to get up on my soapbox for this one. And once you hear it, I'm sure you're going to understand why. The short list of nominees for the 2011 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction includes Bon Jovi, Donna Summer, the Jay Giles Band, Alice Cooper, Donovan, Neil Diamond, Dr. John, Cheek, Darlene Love, Tom Waits, the late Laura Nyro, the Beastie Boys, late soul singer Joe Tex, and late R&B singer Chuck Willis. The final list of 5 inductees will be decided by 500 voters and will be announced sometime in January. The ceremony will be held in March at New York's Waldorf Astoria. This year's preliminary list is notable for not featuring any acts that made their debut in 1985, marking the 25th anniversary of a new nominee's eligibility. 2011 features several acts who have previously failed to get inducted once hitting the shortlist, including Donna Summer, Laura Nyro, Darlene Love, and LL Cool J. Is this a joke? LL Cool J? You mean to tell us that there's a huge chance that rapper-actor LL Cool J has a shot of getting into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame before Rush, Boston, The Monkees, Heart, Hall & Oates, Joe Cocker, Yes, Sonny and Cher, Ringo Starr, Bernie Taupin, Brian Wilson, Graham Parsons, Grand Funk Railroad, Chicago, ELO, Journey, The Zombies, Frankie Avalon, Pat Benatar, Todd Rundgren, Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, The E Street Band, Joan Jett, Badfinger, Big Star, The Flying Burrito Brothers, Sting, Stevie Nicks, Humble Pie, Eddie Money, T-Rex, Beatles manager Brian Epstein, Beatles recording engineers Norman Smith and Jeff Emmerich, Styx, The Crystals, Free, Who engineer and producer Glenn Johns, Billy Idol, Rockpile, The Runaways, rock photographers Jim Marshall, Ethan Russell, Garrett Mankiewicz, Des Hoffman, Astrid Kirchherr, Annie Leibovitz, Henry Diltz and Bob Gruen, Leon Russell, Chubby Checker, The Guess Who, rock journalist Lester Bangs, The Turtles, Jeff Leppard, The Small Faces, Deep Purple, Cheap Trick, Rolling Stones pianist Ian Stewart, Mitch Ryder and the Detroit Wheels, Kansas, Ronnie Lane, Thin Lizzy, Joe Walsh, Squeeze, Delaney and Bonnie, Roxy Music, The Dictators, Brian Eno, Meatloaf, America, Ecstasy, The Searchers, Leslie Gore, The Raspberries, Paul Revere and the Raiders, Linda Ronstadt, The MC5, Peter Gabriel, Herman's Hermits, The Moody Blues, Mountain, Blue Oyster Cult, The Faces, Poco, The New York Dolls, The Steve Miller Band, Peter Frampton, Jethro Tull, Man for Man, Foreigner, Bad Company, The Doobie Brothers, and literally 9 billion other worthy rock acts? LL freaking Cool J? Really? Seriously? He's not even rock, he's rap. What the F? Seriously, come on. That's unbelievable. Ugh. Makes me sick. Alright, music news part 2. Yeah, I know he had the whole, starting rap thing and, one of the pioneers of the whole genre, but still. He's not rock. He does not belong in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is for rock artists. Now, you could argue, okay, ABBA's not exactly rock, and the Bee Gees aren't exactly rock, but technically, when you really think about it, they are. The whole disco era, yeah, I know it was dance, but it was kind of a rock thing. But hip-hop is so far off the rock path that it is not rock. He does not belong in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I'm sorry. All right. Tony Iommi and Ian Gillan are going to be recording together again, and this time they will bring Iron Maiden's Nicko McBrain and Deep Purple's John Lord along for the ride, and it's all for a good cause, Iommi's site explains. In 1989, Tony Iommi and Ian Gillan were just a few names on a long list of talent involved in the recording of the Deep Purple track Smoke on the Water. This song was re-recorded to raise money for those affected by the Lanaken earthquake that struck Armenia in 1988. In October of last year, both Tony and Ian traveled to Armenia to see how the funds raised had helped the local community. On their trip, they visited a music school only to find it being run out of temporary accommodation. It was the only location not to have been rebuilt 20 years after the earthquake had struck. Next week, Tony and Ian will be heading back into the studio, joined by John Lord, formerly from Deep Purple and Whitesnake, and Nicko McBrain, the drummer of Iron Maiden, to record a new track to raise money to rebuild the Armenian music school. More information about the charity single Out of My Mind and behind-the-scenes photos will follow soon. That's pretty cool, helping out the people. That's really, really cool. Gotta applaud that. All right, it is time now for...
When someone does something stupid or weird,
Taylor's going to let you know about it.
It's time for the news of the weird.
Nike has filed a patent for sneakers with its own lacing system that resembled the ones Marty McFly wore in Back to the Future 2. Controlled by a button near the heel, these set of straps can be loosened or tightened. As for a hoverboard, which was also shown in Back to the Future 2, an artist has been working on one, but so far it only goes up and down. Make way for the future, everybody. It is a-comin'. David Winkleman of Iowa was arrested last week after failing to appear in court, but it is his mugshot that shows off his forehead tattoo that has made him sort of a celebrity. Winkleman was tricked into getting the logo of a radio station tattooed on his forehead, only to find out that it was a joke. In 2000, he heard the radio station KORB announce that they would offer a cash prize to anyone that would get the station logo tattooed on his or her head. The radio station was only joking, but Winkleman and his stepbrother both got the tattoos. Winkleman stated that he cannot afford to remove the tattoo and is tired of people asking him what station he listens to. Ooh, I just got a great idea for a promotional tool for us. Okay, here we go. The first one of you to get a tattoo of our station logo on your... I'm kidding. I'm joking. Sorry. Come on, you had to know I was kidding. You had to know where I was going with that. And yes, it was terrible. I will agree. That was awful. And I will never do that again. I promise. All right, and finally...
From ghosts to lake monsters, vampires, witchcraft, zombies, yetis, and psychics, Julie King reports it, Taylor reads it.
From that'sjustweird.com, let's take a look at the unusual and paranormal that we have around us every day.
A lot of people say I'm not funny. I don't know if I'd agree or disagree with that. Seriously, I really don't. Alright, today, Twitter study proves nothing. Surprise! Richard Wiseman, a professor of psychology from the University of Hertfordshire, conducted a scientific experiment via Twitter to determine the existence of psychic abilities. I'm sorry, but Twitter and scientific studies don't quite seem to go together. Novelty studies, sure, but nothing involving real scientific method. I mean, please. This is a site where people broadcast things like BBQ, wah, ah, ha, ha, ha. Really, seriously. As if that makes any sense or anyone cares. So this study involved the professor traveling to an undisclosed location and asking people to tweet where they thought he was. How many of them said, Team Edward, in response rather than giving a location that has not been disclosed? Then Wiseman put up 4 pictures of the location and said he was at one of them, and invited people to tweet their thoughts about which one of the 4 was correct. Donuts. Was apparently not the kind of response Wiseman was looking for. Based on the responses of over 7,000 people, probably including several spam bots, Wiseman concluded that their overall poor guesses indicate that psychic abilities might not exist. That's quite a conclusion to leap to based on the responses of people who enjoy playing games on Twitter. There are games on Twitter? Oh, Lord help us. Also, just because most people don't possess a certain skill or ability doesn't mean some people don't. Using Wiseman's logic, NBA-level basketball skills probably don't exist either, or the ability to perform successful neurosurgery. Experiments like this, and the others on Wiseman's blog, are fun, and there's nothing wrong with them. The danger is in people taking the results of these unscientific, though interesting experiments as proof of anything, especially the Twitter tests. Dear God, please don't let that get out of hand. I don't want policy decisions based on what Foxy Bootylicious 123 or I Love Cheese Whiz 45 think. If Joy is missing out on a good story, please let her know via the contact form on the website that'sjustweird.com. She'll be sure to give you proper credit. And that is That's Just Weird for September 29th, 2010. And that is also the afternoon show vlog for the same date. Be sure to join me coming up tomorrow, Thursday, here on the vlog after the afternoon show. If you miss anything at all, here on youtube.com/thexrealrock variety. You can also get the newest one on our website about 2 to 3 hours after showtime at thexrealrock.webs.com. As I mentioned, did I mention that? I have a really bad short-term memory. And click on the afternoon show page and then scroll down, and the 2 parts of that will be on there. And I think it's going to consistently go 2 parts because, I tend to go over 15 minutes. And I can't really hit that limit. There's so much I got to talk about, and there's so much I want to talk about. All right. So until tomorrow on the vlog and tomorrow on the afternoon show, it's Taylor King saying so long for now. And stay safe, everyone, and blessed be. See you.